Today I'm going to be talking about insulin, its role in the body, along with its relationship with glucose and the 7 parts labeled in my diagram and model. Our green beads are going to show our insulin. The white and silver beads are going to show glucose. The blood is going to be depicted by this red artery or vein. The transporter or the threshold for the glucose to cross into the cell is going to be this. The insulin receptor, or what will bond with our insulin, is going to be these 2 green half circles. Our glucose transport protein, or GLUT4, is going to be this. The cell is going to be everything inside this rectangle, which will be the cell membrane. Now, in someone who doesn't have diabetes at all, the pancreas is going to secrete insulin, a hormone or chemical signal that is going to attach to the insulin receptor. The insulin receptor is going to accept these insulin hormones and send a signal to the glucose transport protein inside the cell. This signal is going to be like a key into the glucose transport protein. It's going to tell the protein to accept the glucose from the bloodstream into the cell. It's going to fit perfectly, and these glucose are going to run smoothly into the cell, providing short-term energy for the cell. Now, in type 2 diabetes, this is going to go very similarly. The insulin's going to come back to the receptor bond, but it's just not going to match the same. Whether it's the signal or just the insulin deformality, something's not going to fit. It's not going to get accepted into the cell, and the glucose is just not going to find its way. There's not going to be the same short-term energy used by the cell because it can't get in. It's getting locked out, meaning that people with type 2 diabetes have to use the fat or long-term energy as their source of energy. Type 1 diabetes is a little different because all of this insulin that you see here, modeled by the green beads, is just not going to be there. They can't produce it from birth. So there's not going to be an insulin coming to the insulin receptor, bonding with the insulin receptor, sending a signal to the GLUT4 protein, which is going to be coming and letting the glucose in. None of that will happen. This means that people with type 1 diabetes need insulin injections, which will help them get this right flow of glucose into the cell and short-term energy. Otherwise, people with type 1 diabetes are forced to use their fat or long-term energy as their source of energy, which can cause weight loss, and it's very bad for you. The high glucose levels in your blood are also not good for you, and it can be very harmful to your body. I hope that you learned all about insulin and its role in the body, and that now being more informed, you'll understand better.
Plus, we don't know how to edit.